and welcome to our flagpole prayer service. Our scripture passage for the month of September comes from chapter 11 of the letter to the Hebrews. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. By faith, Moses, when he had grown up, refused to be known as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of God, rather than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. He regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as of greater value than the treasures of Egypt, because he was looking ahead to his reward. By faith he left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered because he saw him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and the application of blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn would not touch the firstborn of Israel. By faith, the people passed through the Red Sea as on dry land, but when the Egyptians tried to do so, they were drowned. Akanksha is going to lead our morning reflection.
Something mysterious happens to us when we find something to believe in. We discover some task, some project, some idea to which we want to give ourselves wholeheartedly. Since we believe in what we are doing, we commit ourselves to it with our whole being. We continue to push forward even when obstacles arise or doors close. Because we believe in our dream, we persevere. This is what faith is about. Now, Tess and I have never had the best relationship. From third grade fraction tests to the SAT, it's never felt easy. And I feel like that's something most people can relate to. The thought of taking tests would often freak me out a lot, as if I was going to battle this huge monster, only to be defeated over and over again. I would often react in a few different ways. Panic each day up until the test, only to cram the day before, make a plan only to become even more nervous and end up cramming, or completely give up and put my books in the corner. Something that would be especially tough was math. I would study all out, spending hours poring over books, trying to absorb everything and anything, hoping I would do well. But I wasn't doing well, and it wasn't getting any better. My self-confidence was plummeting, and I didn't know what I was doing right. I understood the concepts, what was going wrong. Turns out all the stress surrounding the test was taking up the space I could have kept for the actual studying. It was only when I came to the realization of the support God was giving me that I began to reset my mind completely. It is a faith that God is strong enough and loves us enough to support us through any hardships we are facing. Then that faith is able to produce perseverance in us. It brings up the idea of trusting the process, the strong, resilient, and almost unshakable trust that keeps you going. It's accepting the entire journey, with all its blacks and whites, positives and negatives, rewards and pains, because you know that, ultimately, the darkness is necessary to truly appreciate the light. But this is only something at a small scale. The concept of faith and confidence applies to many aspects of our lives, big and small. Whether it's through trying times at school, family, or friends, God is making things happen every day for a reason. It calls upon us to have faith in everything that happens to us, whether we like to or not. I've always wondered about what it means that faith is the evidence of things not seen. How is it possible to believe in something I can't see, or maybe haven't even the slightest clue about? Like, for example, that my future, though unknown, is safe in God's hands. But I've realized that faith really is the evidence of things not seen, because the minute I start believing, it's already happening. Faith is a choice. I can pray for it, fight for it, but in the different situations of life, I have to choose it. Faith is a choice of the heart, and everyone can make that choice. All it takes is one step of faith. Choose to believe, as Moses always did. Are there any intentions?